Now we are on the lab, Unit 2, Kinematics, Homogeneous Transformation Matrix. Objective: combination of rotational metric and displacement vector. So here, this one is a very important lab. We are going to combine the rotational metric and displacement vector, and we put it as a homogeneous transformation metric, and we will use Standard-Hartenberg parameter. And this one probably is the most important lab in this course. So here, please pay more attention to it and learn how to do Python coding with this lecture. Homogeneous transformation matrix. First one, why it is called homogeneous? As mentioned before, in order to convert homogeneous coordinates x, y, w, Cartesian coordinate, we simply write something like this. So we have a transformation of a Cartesian location like this and a homogeneous vector like this. And these two, we are going to use it so that we can actually combine the rotational metric and the displacement vector. So here there's a weight W vector in the homogeneous vector. And we reduce one dimension by dividing the x over the w. So here, the homogeneous transformation, say originally we have xy like this, and we divide it by the w. So here, the new xy, this one in Cartesian, it should be actually original x divided by w. So, but if here it is 1, we actually can omit. So this one, don't get confused. It really has a w weight scalar factor. And here we had a scaling. If we have only has the scalar factor on the diagonal component. So this one, you will perform a scaling factor on the x and y. And usually if you put 1, that would be 1, 1. You would be keep the same x, y. And then we have a rotation metric. We talked about it before. And a translation. This translation portion, let's look at it. If we have a vector of 1, 1, 0, then this product, you will get this one times this one, you will actually 1, 1, 1, I'm sorry, 1, 1, 1, you will get actually 1 plus a for x, and you will get 1 plus b for y. So that will perform such translation effect. Okay, so here I show you the example of how to use this homogeneous transform metric using the scaling part. So let's continue. Here is the application of the homogeneous transformation metric. So for rotation, you can directly do multiplication to have the combine of multiple metric operations. So your rotation metric, frame 1 versus frame 0, and frame 2 versus frame 1, and frame 3 versus frame 2 can be just multiply them together to get the combined rotation metric, but it won't be okay for the displacement vector. So if we have two-dimensional metric and the displacement vector, we can use this combination of the two and put them into the homogeneous transformation metric, and we will get a new metric h like this. And our point vector will be x, y, and 1 like this. And we will be able to get the new formula like this. So our transformation metric, frame 1 with respect to frame 0 will be something like this. So now let's look at this manipulator. So we have been using this manipulator that actually has A1, A2, A3, A4. So basically let's assume that if we just look at the stick diagram, we actually had this. Our original point in frame 0 will be here. Original point for frame 1 will be here. Original point for frame 2 will be here. Okay? And here right now, you can see that this one actually is 0, 0, 0. This one should be actually 1, 0, 1. And this point should be actually 2, 0, and 2. Okay, so these actually are the 3 points with respect to the original point in frame 0. And these A1, A2, A3, A4 are the lengths of the link for these different frames. R equal R0 over 1, it will be something like this. Displacement will be like this. This we already covered in the previous lectures. So we can actually combine the rotational metric and the displacement vector in the 3 dimension like this. In the 2 dimension, as we mentioned before, would be something like this. This is 2-dimensional combination. You have rotational metric like here, you have displacement vector like this. So we combine the rotational metric and displacement vector for the frame 2 with respect to frame 1, similar like this. And we can combine the 2 transformation metric by multiplication and form the transformation metric from frame 2 with respect to frame 0. So now let's look at the Python example. We are going to cover the rotational metric, displacement vector, and homogeneous transformation metric. So now we start from the similar program that we are using for the rotational metric. So we set up the error level, we set up the length of the link, we set up the theta 1 and theta 2. Theta 1 is 0 degree, theta 2 is 90 degree. And we also convert them into the radian scale. So now let's look at the rotational metric. So the rotational metric, we formulated like this, no surprise. And we can do dot product between the rotational metric R01 and R12. And we form the rotational metric of R02. And we do rounding. And let's look at the result. So here, apparently, you can see this is the rotational result. It is a 90-degree rotation for the rotational metric 2. Rotational metric 1, actually, the angle is 0, so there's no change. Now, let's look at the displacement vector. For the displacement vector part, you can formulate the displacement vector 1 versus 0. So here you can look at this. And then you converting it to the array in NumPy and reshape it to 3-1. So basically, this one is the one we talk about. You have the value A, B, C, and we are converted it into the A, B, C format as the column vector. So here we reshape it the column vector, and we actually have the D01 and D12, and let's run it. So we have the result like this, okay? Now let's look at the homogeneous transformation metric. For homogeneous transform metric, basically, you actually need to concatenate the R01 and D01. So basically right here, we have a 3x3 metric. And a 3x1 vector. And here we combine with 1. So basically here you put the 3x3 and a 3x1 vector over here. And 1 actually means the column direction concatenation. So let's turn on this combination. We actually reshape it, and let's actually print it first. So basically right here, we reshape it to 3-4, and we actually combine it. So this is actually not a square metric after this operation. So here it actually has such a 3x4 metric at this point. And then we actually need to concatenate another one that is a 3x4 metric combined with a 1x4 metric. And direction is the horizontal one, that is the row direction. we will print it and we will get the result as a 4x4 matrix. Okay, so basically that finished the manipulation for the transform matrix of 0, 1. And here we actually comment the print out format, and we keep the transform matrix 0, 1 over here. And we do the same thing over the transform matrix 1, 2. And it's based on the rotational matrix 1, 2 and displacement vector 1, 2. And after that, we do H01 dot H12. So that is calculation of H02 equals H01 times H12. And that is over here. But remember, for each step, you need to do rounding so that if actually the number is very small, then you will be truncated to 0. So that actually is rounding. We rounding with 10 digit. So now that's actually rounding. And as you can see right here, that's the result for H02. So we finished the calculation for homogeneous transformation matrix. Now let's try points. So now let's assume we have a point that is in the frame 2 and it's 1, 1, 0. So now let's look at our original chart. Now our frame 0 is over here. It has A1 equals 1, A2 equals 1, A3 equals 1, A4 equals 1. And this point is the end effector point, and it actually is located as 1, 0, 0. This one is with respect to the frame 2. So we have frame 1 over here, frame 2 over here. Now, this one actually on the over here, it turned 0 degree over here, turn 90 degree over here. So at the end, after the turning of 90 degree, it should be like this. So we know this point, it actually is 1, 0, and 1. And this point right here should be, actually, let me see. This one should be 1, 0, 2. Okay, and this point right here, actually, it turned 90 degrees from here to here. So actually, its x still be 1. Its y actually is starting from here to here, it actually is 2. Its z is also 2. So basically, that's the end coordinate of this point after a 0 degree turn over here and 90 degree turn over here. So let's run it. Here we actually have the point 1, 0, 0, and we convert it to row column vector, and then add a 1 to it, so it becomes 1, 0, 0, 1 a column vector, and we print out a P2. That's the coordinate of the point versus the frame co-frame 2. Okay, the coordinate frame 2. And then we calculate its value in frame 1 by H12 that product the point 2. And then we calculate the coordinate of that point on the frame 0. And then we actually get the W and convert it back to the Cartesian metric, Cartesian coordinate. So we actually divide it by the W. And right here, W is 1, so there's no difference. So the result would be right here. Our original point is 1, 0, 0 with respect to the frame 2, but we add a 1 for the fourth row. And then we check the result for frame 1. Frame 1 actually is having the value of the 0, 2, 1, and 0.0, it actually is 1, 2, 2, as we predict, and we convert it back to the Cartesian coordinate. So now let's try again. Here, let's assume that we actually turn 90 degree on frame 1. I'm sorry. Now here we turn 90 degree for theta 0 and also turn 90 degree for theta 2. Let's look at how it should be. So we originally had this one like this. Now we turn 90 degree for the theta 0. So 90 degree will be something like this. So here we have a 90 degree turn. I do not use the right angle on the chart because I want to show you how it turns. And this one again turn 90 degrees. So it actually will turn another 90 degrees from here to here. So let's assume that here we have this one is 0, 0, 0, and we turn over here. This point should be 0, 0, 1, and this point here should be 0, 1, 1, and this point over here should be 0, 1, and 2, and this point over here should be -1, and actually 1, and actually 2. Okay, so that's the final coordinate we should get. So here, let's assume that actually we're still using the so-called 1, 0, 0 as our coordinate. So let's plot it again. We have this one over here. That's the first part. Second part, we actually do turn another 90 degree. It will be like this, and we have a 1, 0, 0 point. So here it should be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. This one should be 0, 1, 1. This one should be 0, 1, 2. This one should be -1, 1, 2. This one should be -2, 1, 2. Let's see. So we got the right result. Thank you. Bye now.